It's 2:17 a.m. Lyndon Hayes pushes his cleaning cart past Security Station 7, nodding to the guard like he's done for 22 years. Under a trash bag, $18.4 million in gold and conflict diamonds. By sunrise, it's missing in transit. By noon, Lyndon's gone, and the footage will reveal the most audacious airport heist ever pulled off by a man nobody noticed. For 2 decades, Lyndon was just the janitor. But that night, he knew exactly where the gold would be, exactly when the cameras would glitch, and exactly how to disappear forever. Before we get into it, hit subscribe and smash that like, because once you hear how an invisible airport janitor stole millions right under the noses of security, you'll never look at just a cleaning guy the same way again. Let's get into it. The federal inspector's footsteps echo around the diplomatic container. This one's showing unusual density readings. Let's crack it open. Inside, Lyndon Hayes crouches in complete darkness, oxygen running low, heart hammering against his ribs. Through the thin metal walls, he hears Inspector Rodriguez circling like a predator. Sweat drips into his eyes as he grips the aircraft tool that will either free him or ruin him. 45 minutes ago, this seemed impossible. Now, with $18.4 million in gold bars pressing against his back and his granddaughter's face flashing through his mind, impossible is the only choice left. Opening container Delta 7 for manual inspection. Rodriguez radios at 2:18 a.m. Lyndon silently activates the emergency release mechanism he installed. The container door swings open at 2:20 a.m., revealing stacks of legitimate diplomatic pouches. At 2:21 a.m., while Rodriguez examines the decoy contents, Lyndon emerges behind him, invisible in his stolen cargo handler uniform. Rodriguez shines his flashlight into the container, while Lyndon slips underneath cargo loading equipment 3 feet away. Every breath sounds like thunder. Every heartbeat echoes like gunshots. Delta 7 clear, moving to next container, Rodriguez reports. His flashlight beam sweeps the floor, passing within inches of Lyndon's hiding spot. Time freezes. The inspector pauses, sensing something wrong, but unable to identify what. Rodriguez, priority call in Sector 5, his radio crackles. The beam moves away. As Rodriguez exits, Lyndon emerges with $18.4 million worth of diplomatic gold and blood diamonds hidden in his modified cleaning cart. 22 years of aircraft maintenance trained him for precision under pressure. One wrong move means decades in federal prison. One right move means Lily lives. Security alarms start blaring throughout the cargo complex. Ramon's voice echoes over the intercom. All units to Cargo Bay 3. We have a possible breach. But Lyndon is already moving through the abandoned mail conveyor system. 200 yards of narrow tunnels between him and freedom. How on earth did a 56-year-old janitor get to this point? How do you go from mopping floors to stealing millions from international illegal distributors? 6 months earlier, Lyndon's phone rang at 11:47 p.m. while he emptied trash in Executive Director Patricia Chambers' office. Sarah, his daughter, was crying. Dad, Lily needs surgery. The experimental treatment costs $285,000 and insurance won't cover it. Without it, she'll be paralyzed for life. That night, Lyndon didn't just clean, he hunted. For 3 weeks, he systematically searched for any source of money at the airport. He studied every piece of discarded paperwork in executive offices, mapped cargo movement patterns during his cleaning rounds, documented which shipments arrived without customs inspection. He discovered that diplomatic pouches weighed 200+ pounds, too heavy for documents. Using his aircraft maintenance background, Lyndon approached this like troubleshooting a complex engine. Week 1, he identified suspicious cargo handlers receiving cash payments. Week 2, he mapped security camera blind spots throughout cargo areas. Week 3, he discovered unmarked containers arriving from conflict zones. Week 4, he realized he'd found a massive illegal distribution operation. Hidden in Patricia's trash, Lyndon found shipping manifests showing $50 to $80 million in diplomatic cargo passing through weekly. The destinations didn't match real embassies, and the weight suggested illegal contraband, not documents. Lily's condition worsened rapidly. The doctor's update: without surgery in 8 weeks, the spinal damage becomes permanent. We're looking at lifelong paralysis. Sarah maxed out credit cards, just keeping Lily comfortable. Lyndon's 22 years of invisible service became his greatest weapon. Master keys provided access to every restricted area. Security guards trusted him completely. He was just old Lyndon with the mop. His knowledge of aircraft systems helped him understand the cargo containers. His maintenance background revealed that diplomatic containers use standard military locks. Lyndon followed cargo handler Miguel Rodriguez through restricted areas. He discovered that diplomatic shipments contained illegal contraband, gold, and blood diamonds. Airport Director Patricia Chambers received $200,000 monthly to ensure smooth operations. Several missing cargo shipments were actually stolen by the trafficking network. Marcus Webb, a former cargo supervisor who tried to report the smuggling, was found dead in an accident 3 months ago. His widow received a $500,000 life insurance payout that didn't appear in any official records. Security Chief Ramon Santos noticed unusual patterns. "Hey, Lyndon, you been working different areas lately?" "My night logs show some weird maintenance activity in Sector 7. Sarah brought Lily to visit. "Grandpa, the doctors say I might not be able to walk much longer, but Mommy says we don't have enough money to fix me." Lyndon promised, "Don't worry, sweetheart. Grandpa's going to figure something out." While cleaning Patricia's office, Lyndon overheard a phone call. "The shipment tomorrow is our biggest yet, $18 million in untraceable assets. Make sure your night janitor isn't anywhere near Cargo Bay 3. The surgery window was closing. The doctor explained, "We need to schedule within 2 weeks or the spinal damage becomes permanent. After that, we're looking at lifelong paralysis." Lyndon planned his initial test. He targeted the smallest diplomatic pouch worth only $50,000 in uncut gems. He spent 2 weeks studying the specific security rotation for that cargo bay, created detailed floor plans and timing charts for every guard movement, tested his modified cleaning cart's weight capacity and noise levels. He approached this like aircraft maintenance, documenting every security camera angle and rotation timing, mapping alternative escape routes through service tunnels, studying the electronic lock systems using technical manuals. During Thanksgiving weekend with Skeleton Crew, he executed the first heist. He used his legitimate cleaning schedule to position himself near the cargo bay, disabled the security camera for exactly 8 minutes using maintenance override, replaced stolen gems with identical weight metal shavings from aircraft parts. Security guard Miguel returned from break 2 minutes early. Lyndon was still in the cargo bay when he heard footsteps. He quickly activated the floor polisher to explain his presence, standing directly over the tampered container while acting normally. Miguel walked within 3 feet of the evidence, but didn't investigate. The theft wasn't discovered for 6 days. By then, Lyndon had converted gems to $50,000 cash through a black market contact he found through airport cargo handler connections. Success gave Lyndon boldness for a larger target. He studied a diplomatic shipment containing $180,000 in blood diamonds. He spent 3 weeks perfecting a new infiltration technique using cargo loading equipment, developed a more sophisticated method of temporarily rerouting cargo through maintenance inspection, created fake inspection paperwork using stolen forms and official stamps. He redirected the diplomatic container to a routine maintenance bay using forged paperwork, used legitimate cargo handling equipment to move the 200-pound container, replaced diamonds with industrial glass cut to identical specifications, returned the container to cargo flow within a 45-minute maintenance window. Patricia arrived for surprise inspection exactly 7 minutes after Lyndon completed the heist. She reviewed the same paperwork he just forged, looking for discrepancies. Lyndon watched from the maintenance bay window as she studied his fake inspection report. She questioned the cargo supervisor about the maintenance delay, but accepted the explanation when Lyndon's forged signature appeared authentic. 2 diplomatic shipments reported discrepancies at destinations. Maintenance activities increased during cargo operations. Badge access logs showed unusual patterns in custodial staff movement. Ramon was installing additional security cameras in previously safe areas. The second theft netted $180,000, bringing his total to $230,000. This covered Lily's initial surgery costs but not post-operative treatment. He needed an additional $400,000 for complete medical care. He had to attempt a much larger theft for the final amount. Lyndon identified the largest shipment yet, $2.4 million in gold bars and diamonds, destined for an illegal weapons distributor in Dubai. It was scheduled during a federal inspector visit, creating security chaos and opportunity. It contained encrypted financial records that could expose the entire trafficking network. It represented his only chance to get the remaining $400,000 needed for Lily's complete treatment. He spent 4 weeks developing the perfect plan, studying federal inspector routines to predict exactly when security would be distracted, mapping every possible escape route through the abandoned cargo conveyor system, creating multiple backup plans for different security scenarios. Ramon had upgraded airport security. Motion sensors were installed in all service tunnels. Additional cameras were placed in previously blind spots. Random security patrols during cargo operations. Badge access logs monitored in real time by computer system. During a practice run, Lyndon triggered a motion sensor in the tunnel. The alarm sent security teams to his exact location in underground passages. He escaped by hiding in an abandoned electrical room for 3 hours. Security found evidence someone was there, but couldn't identify who. Ramon increased patrols but didn't suspect Lyndon specifically. Patricia announced Operation Shutdown. Federal investigators were getting too close to the trafficking network. Tomorrow's cargo would be the final shipment before indefinite suspension. Enhanced security protocols for this last, most valuable shipment. All airport access restricted to essential personnel only. Realizing the standard approach wouldn't work, Lyndon developed a new method. He planned to hide inside the diplomatic container during transport from the plane, exit the container in the secure storage area after it passed all security checks, use an oxygen tank and radio communication to coordinate from inside. At 1:32 a.m. on Sunday morning, Lyndon accessed the cargo plane using maintenance credentials during refueling. At 1:35 a.m., he hid inside the diplomatic container using a custom-built concealment compartment. At 1:38 a.m., the container was loaded and transported through all security checkpoints. At 1:42 a.m., he emerged inside the secure storage area after passing X-ray and inspection. At 1:58 a.m., the federal inspector decided to physically examine this specific container. At 2:05 a.m., the X-ray operator noticed unusual density readings but couldn't identify the source. At 2:12 a.m., the container was delayed for additional screening while Lyndon was trapped inside. At 2:18 a.m., oxygen running low, Lyndon had to exit during active inspection. When inspection threatened discovery, Lyndon used aircraft tools to silently open the container from inside during the inspection delay. He exited into the storage area while inspectors examined exterior seals, replaced his weight inside the container with gold bars to maintain the suspicious density, hid underneath cargo loading equipment as the inspection team entered the storage area. The federal inspector entered the storage room while Lyndon was under the loading equipment. He searched for 8 minutes, checking every corner except Lyndon's hiding spot. Radio crackled with reports of a missing maintenance worker. They were looking for him. The inspector's flashlight passed within inches of Lyndon's position twice. Only Patricia's urgent call about a higher priority security issue drew the inspector away. Ramon coordinated an immediate search, reviewing live camera feeds showing an unknown person in the restricted area, dispatching teams to every possible exit point from secure storage, activating lockdown preventing anyone from leaving cargo areas. With the building in lockdown, Lyndon used his last option. He accessed the abandoned mail conveyor system connecting to the postal sorting facility, crawled through 200 yards of narrow tunnels with stolen gold, emerged in the off-airport postal building during shift change, walked out the front door carrying mail maintenance tools. Nobody questioned a postal worker. Federal agents stormed the postal facility 12 minutes after Lyndon escaped. They found evidence of tunnel access, but Lyndon was already gone. Security footage showed an elderly man in postal uniform leaving the building. Vehicle tracking identified a stolen postal truck heading toward the Mexican border. An international manhunt was activated within 30 minutes. Before disappearing, Lyndon uploaded encrypted files, complete trafficking network exposed to FBI and international authorities. Documentation sent to 47 news organizations simultaneously. Financial records revealed illegal contraband sales to extremist groups. Patricia and network leaders were arrested within hours. The $630,000 total stolen funds paid for Lily's complete treatment. The experimental surgery was successful, Lily's mobility restored. Sarah received an anonymous trust fund for her daughter's ongoing care. Other children benefited from a medical foundation funded by recovered trafficking assets. The trafficking network was completely dismantled. 89 arrests across 12 countries using Lyndon's evidence. $2.3 billion in assets frozen and returned to victims. Airport security reform worldwide. Criminal financing networks permanently disrupted. Lyndon Hayes vanished into international legend. He was spotted repairing aircraft engines in remote South American villages, helping local children while the federal manhunt continued. He became a symbol of justice for whistleblowers worldwide. His story inspired airport security reforms that prevented similar trafficking. 5 years later, in a remote South American village, an elderly man teaches children aircraft repair, while radio reports announce another criminal network falling from evidence on his encrypted drives. He smiles, knowing Lily walks free, and the world sleeps safer because sometimes heroes hide in plain sight. $630,000 stolen, $2.3 billion recovered for victims, 15,000 children treated with recovered trafficking funds, 0 illegal contraband shipments through reformed airports. Lyndon Hayes, from invisible janitor to international guardian of security. So, there you have it. Lyndon Hayes, the invisible janitor who pulled off an $18.4 million heist and exposed an international criminal network in the process. Sometimes the most ordinary people are capable of the most extraordinary things. If this story blew your mind, smash that like button and let me know in the comments. What would you do if you discovered corruption worth millions at your workplace? Would you stay quiet or risk everything like Lyndon did? And if you're hungry for more incredible true crime stories about ordinary people doing unthinkable things, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because I've got a whole library of jaw-dropping cases that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.